Hello, welcome to my another new video. In that video, we are going to learn about saprotrophes and how they take a nutrition. One activity is also there, one means it is a art integration activity, and how we do this activity, and after that what are the symbiotic relationships and how nutrients are replenished in the soil. All these things we are going to see in that video. Now we start this one, saprotrophes. Up to this we are studied about the heterotrophs, autotrophs, parasites. Yes, no. Now today we are going to study about the saprotrophes. Saprotrophes means those organisms which are grow on a dead and decaying material. So such type of organisms are known as the saprotrophes. What are the saprotrophes? You might have seen packets of mushrooms sold in the vegetable market. You may have also seen fluffy umbrella-like patches growing on rotting wood during the rainy season. Let us find out what type of nutrients they need to survive and from where they get them. So, you know mushroom, everyone. So these mushrooms are also grow on a dead and decaying material, means they are the saprotrophes. And in a rainy season, any old wood is present, old wall is present. On that old wood, there is also fluffy umbrella-like patches growing. So these are the fluffy umbrella-like patches are saprotrophes. They are not a green color, means in that chlorophyll pigment is not present, but they are also survive how it is. So in that, when the organism is fall on the dead and decaying material, that type they secrete the digestive juice on dead and decaying matter and convert it into a solution. Means dead and decaying matter is converted into a solution, and this solution is absorbed by the nutrients form. This mode of nutrition is known as a saprotrophic nutrition, and this type of organism is known as a saprotrophs. Activity we are going to do here. Suppose this is the bread. Okay, this bread, and what you do here, on that bread you add some water. See here, this is the bread, and what we do here, on that bread you add some few drop of water on that. This bread is put in any plates or any tiffin box as like a tiffin, and cover it and put it in a dark moist place. After 2 to 3 days, when you observe this bread, that time what happen in that, on the bread there is a green, gray, white patches or fluffy white patches are seen on that bread. Means this is the saprotrophes organism, means those are the saprotrophes organisms grow on dead and decaying material. And when these patches are observed under the microscope, that time you seen there is a thread like structure is present. These are the saprotrophes organisms. Okay, and the nutrition which they are take, this nutrition is known as a saprotrophic nutrition. So these fungal spores, these fungus are generally grown on a rainy season. These fungus spores are generally present in the air. When they land on the wet and warm things, they germinate and grow. Organisms live together and share shelter and nutrients. This is called a symbiotic relationship. Means they share and care. Sharing and caring, we know. So we are also share some things to our friends, and your friends is also share some things to you. So likewise this is the symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic means sharing and caring is takes place. Means suppose one here the organism called lichen. Lichen is a fungus organism. This fungus organism is grow on a alga plants. Alga is a green color, means it is a aquatic plants, you know. So this is the green color. It is a prepare its own food material. Okay, but lichen is not a green color. It is not prepare its own food material. So this lichen is depends on alga for its food, and fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga. See here, fungus provides water, shelter and minerals to the alga, and alga provides food to the fungus. So likewise, this is the symbiotic relationship. In return, the alga provides food which is prepared by photosynthesis. Alga is a green color, it is prepared photosynthesis, but lichen is a fungus, it is a not prepare its own food material. So it is depends on alga for its food, and alga depends on lichen for water and minerals and shelter. So that's how there is a mutual understanding is in that two organisms, and this type of relation is known as a symbiotic relationship. Now nutrients are replenished in the soil. When we take a crop in the soil, that time this crop is needed all phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen which is present in the soil. But again when you take a next crop, that time there is also needed for all these things. So that's why farmers are spreading a manure and fertilizers in the field. You might have seen this one. Farmers are spread the fertilizers and manures into the soil and they take a good crop. Usually crop require a lot of nitrogen to make protein. After the harvest, the soil become deficient in nitrogen. So you learn that through nitrogen gas is available in plenty in the air. Plants cannot use it in the manner they can use carbon dioxide. So nitrogen is required in amount to the plants, but this nitrogen is present abundant manner into the air, but plant is not to take this nitrogen directly as like a carbon dioxide. They need a nitrogen in a soluble form. The bacterium called rhizobium can take atmospheric nitrogen and converted it into the soluble form. So rhizobium is a one type of bacteria. It is grown on a leguminous plants, means pulses plants, and pulses plants roots, means this rhizobium is absorb the nitrogen which is present into the soil and air, and this nitrogen is converted into the liquid form, and this liquid form in soluble form nitrogen is absorbed by the plants and they fulfill the nitrogen deficiency. So likewise these rhizobium bacteria are most important to the plants, but rhizobium cannot make its own food. So it lives in the roots of gram, peas, moose, beans and other legumes and provides them with the nitrogen. Most of the pulses, means dals, are obtained from leguminous plants. In return, the plants provides food and shelter to the bacteria. So these rhizobiums are bacteria. These are grown on roots of leguminous plants, and they provide the rhizobium provide nitrogen to the plants, and these plants are provide food to the rhizobium. Likewise, this relation is known as a symbiotic relationship. In that chapter, we seen about the autotroph, heterotrophs, parasites, saprotrophs, symbiotic relationship, and how the nutrients is replenished. All these things we are covered in that lesson. So next lesson we are going to start. So keep watching and subscribe the channel. Thank you.